Kuya P, the Nerds of Color, Dave Bautista, Tito Dave, Army of the Dead.
What's
Pleasure
going
to
on,
see you,
man?
Dave.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir. Are you Pinoy?
oh yes, oh yes,
Yeah.
and you are one of my heroes,
Mabuhay.
brother.
Oh, thank
Mabu
you, man. I
High.
appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah, we celebrating the day because you killing
that's
it in Army of the
awesome.
Dead, man.
Oh, man,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
much for joining me. I had to ask you first question out the gate. What is the first thing you're doing in a zombie apocalypse?
Me, the first thing I'm doing is making sure the people that I love and my dogs are just safe.
I love
First
it.
thing I'm doing is trying to secure them, make sure they're okay, and then I'm searching for food and water and all the necessities that we would need to hunker down.
Definitely. Got
Yeah,
and lots of lechon.
yeah,
Stepping
man.
stepping onto the set of the post-apocalyptic world of Army of the Dead. Can you tell me about that experience? Both in Atlantic
um,
City and New Mexico, I
yeah.
believe.
It was it was a great experience, man. It was so it's it almost I almost feel guilty saying this, but like man, I was living my best life on this film because not only was I like offered kind of the role of a lifetime, I was really getting to like stretch myself as a performer. I was being, given the opportunity to be like a total badass and this action hero, but also be like this father, father who was just looking to redeem himself with his daughter and able to show off that emotional side of me as a performer, but also like, dude, I was chilling in the desert, man. I was like chilling in the desert, soaking up the sun in the summer. I had this great house in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with just a pool, and and then we went from there, from the desert to Atlantic City, where I'm chilling on the beach. I'm chilling on the beach on my days off. I'm either going home to DC or I'm going to New York. It was like, man, I was like, it just doesn't get any better. Like I lucked out in so many different ways on this film. It was just, it was really an experience of a lifetime.
Awesome. And how
Yeah,
was it working with Zack Snyder?
it was, it was an education. it was, it, you know, it was good in so many ways. It was great in so many ways because I got to really just develop a whole new love and respect and appreciation for Zach as a human being. But I also got an education in filmmaking because this dude, one thing I one thing I always noticed from Zach's films were they were just always visually exceptional across the board. Every film that he's ever done, just visually stunning. And so I wanted to work with him, and I was lucky enough on this film that he was not only the director, but he was also the cinematographer, which meant he was just always there with the camera in his hand. So he was right there on set with us with the camera, and we could not only just get direction from him, but also I could see the process of him working. I could see what he was looking for. I could see him catch things in his eye. I could see him catch things in performances that he just thought would be visually interesting and make his film better. So that's like the difference, man. So it's a different thing from for looking at a painting on the wall to watching, a painter, an artist paint that painting. It's just a totally different thing when you actually get to watch an artist create something. And I was getting to watch him create something, and that's like something that you can't buy. Like most actors will never get the opportunity to be able to witness something like that. And so I look at it as a blessing, man. I was really just blessed to be able to be a part of that process and watch him, create and work and make films, man. Because that's what I want to do. That's what I love. That's why I'm in this business. I'm a student. I want to be a filmmaker, and yeah, I've just been blessed, man. I've just been lucky enough to really work with incredible people and learn from the best in the business.
I love it. That's amazing. I just want to say, since it is AAPI Heritage Month, being a Filipino myself and you representing
Yeah,
for our Filipino community, man, we are the Nerds of Color and we represent and talk
yeah,
about representation within media. Thank you
yeah,
for being one of those people for
yeah,
us, man. And whenever you
yeah.
come back to DC, where I'm at, I would love to
Oh
take you
yeah.
out to get some Filipino food.
Oh hell yeah. You're in DC?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I know that. It's my hometown. But also, I have to say, man, let me point this out. Take a look at this cast. This is a beautiful picture. This cast is so across the board with coming from all these different races, being so international, and it's just such an important message. So, and it's not like an in-your-face blatant, but it is very much a subliminal message. This cast is so diverse, and it's just such a beautiful thing to see. So that's another thing that I hope people take away from this film, because it really is. I mean, I don't want to read too much into it, and that's not the message of the film, because we want to entertain people. But when you look at this diverse cast and you see all these beautiful people of color and from different international backgrounds come together and not only work together, but the message in the film is they are unifying to survive. You know, and what a beautiful message. You know, if we unify together, we can accomplish anything. We can, you know, get to a damn zombie apocalypse.
Hell yeah.
Or,
And
you
that's
know, pandemic.
definitely, that's how you
Yeah.
end it. Dave Bautista, Army of the Dead,
Yes, sir.
Kuyapi, the Nerds of
Yeah.
Color,
Thank you, brother.
Mabuhay.
Mabuhay.
Kuyapi, the Nerds of Color. I have Ana de la Guerra, Nora Arnezeder, Tig Notaro, Ella Purnell, Army of the Dead. I'm super excited. Anna, first thing you need in a zombie apocalypse.
First thing you need is food.
Tig, how about you? What's the first thing you need in a zombie apocalypse?
A really broken down helicopter.
All right, Nora, how about you?
A weapon and courage.
Okay, and Ella.
Coffee.
All right, stepping onto the set, what was it like entering this post-apocalyptic world of Army of the Dead? Anna, how about you?
It was exciting to see zombies every day, but I just love to see the costumes of the zombies, you know, because especially they were in Vegas. So, you know, the wardrobe designers and the production designers did an amazing job because it was very entertaining, you know, to see someone different every day. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Ella, how was it for you working on this project and with Dave Bautista?
It was great. I met some amazing lifelong international friends, as well as, you know, I picked up a whole new skill set and tried a different genre. And it was overall a really new and joyful experience. Yeah, all around.
Love it. Nora, you were a badass. What was it like for you on set in Atlantic City and in, I believe, New Mexico?
Yeah, it was great. I learned how to shoot guns. I actually learned for another movie, but it's really funny because each time I learn, I forget about it. I don't know why. I did another project 2 months ago where I had to shoot guns and I forgot about it as well. So I don't think guns are really my thing, but it was amazing being part of this project. Zack is amazing. He loves his actors. He really trusts his actors and to do the job in a way he gives a lot of freedom to his actors. Not necessarily a lot of marks on the ground. His camera follows the actors, which is not the opposite. Most of the time, the actors follow the camera. So yeah, it was amazing working with him.
Awesome. Tig, I love you as a comedian. Now seeing you do your thing in feature films, hilarious. What was it like for you stepping into the zombie world?
Well, my experience is a little different in that I wasn't in the making of the original movie. They green screened me in.
I heard.
But yeah, it was a challenge and a little intimidating, but it was a very scaled down crew with Zack, who was running the camera. He was cinematographer, director, and just so put me at ease and encouraged me to just bring the one thing that I can bring. And but it was very fun and exciting to see how they were able to green screen me into an entire film. It's really miraculous.
I actually remember that this is something weird, but like Garrett texted me and he was like, "Oh shit, I'm very worried because I was next to Chris the whole time. Probably I'm not gonna be in the movie." and I'm like, "You're gonna be fine, don't worry." Like he was like, "Oh shit, I was in the back," because they were like very tall guys always in the back.
Well, ladies, you all are amazing. As the Nerds of Color, we're always talking about representation because representation matters. And I thank y'all for being a bright spirit that my daughter can look up to, that she can be a hero and hold it down in a zombie apocalypse. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
that.
Appreciate you. All right, Kuyapi, the Nerds of Color, Omari Hardwick, Matthias
What's up, brother?
Schweighofer, Army of the Dead. What's up? Good Good to
What's
see
up?
y'all.
Yo, man, you said my brother's name. You said my teammate's name
Yes.
perfectly. I think. Did he,
Hey.
Matthias?
No, that was amazing. That was like really impressive.
All
Wow.
right. I'm gonna brush my shoulders off. Thank y'all, gentlemen.
You should brush your shoulders off,
Thank
bro.
you.
Brush the hat. Tip your hat. Tip your hat. Take a bow, bro.
There we go. All right.
Damn.
It's a pleasure, y'all. I gotta ask you my first question out the gate. What is the first thing y'all gonna do in a zombie apocalypse?
Matthias?
Survive. And and maybe, yeah, survive and run. That's the, be good at cardio and hopefully work out every day. It's you know, being the best version of a runner.
I love it.
I think for me, I would just try to blend in as best I can. And you know, it's kind of hard, of course, to go find a zombie suit in the middle of a zombie pandemic. But perhaps if one of the zombies are dead, which there definitely gonna be some zombies dead, I might go that gross route of skinning that zombie and wearing their skin. I think Anthony Hopkins isn't necessarily foreign from that. I think he's lived in that space. And of course, the Hannibal Lecters. So perhaps wearing of the skin of a zombie would allow me to blend in and therefore not be taken down.
Okay, I can understand that now. A little gross, but I can understand that.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Gentlemen, I loved y'all's camaraderie in the film. It was cool seeing how your characters came together. And then towards the end, what was it like working together?
So fun every day, man.
Yeah.
So fun. Like it was really cool to read that on script. Obviously, that chemistry that was to be formulated and to be expounded upon on script. You see it on page, but it's always a beautiful moment as an actor when you see it come to life, not just for you guys as the viewers or for you as journalists who get sneak peeks before everybody else, but for us as the actor. You know, we're fans of each other's work, and whether I knew Matthias prior, which I had not, it made it even better because now I'm learning this guy without any kind of preconceived notion about his prior work. And that just afforded me this really great reality of being an 8-year-old and just watching him do his thing and then pushing the button to be grown as Van der Rohe again, and then unpushing the button and going back to 8 years old and watching his thing. It was a ball of cherries to work with Matthias every day. And I would do it hopefully for several movies to come in the future.
Yes, sir.
Matthias, what was it like working with Omari and the rest of the cast?
Oh, it was like, you know, every day, like a big playground of, especially with Omari, it was like, you know, like he was 7-year-old child. He was a 7-year-old child. I was like maybe 3, but it's like, but we had this beautiful playground, and Zack was wonderful to work with. He was like, okay, throw every idea in, give me all you've got, and that was wonderful and welcoming because there were no borders. You know, it was like, you know, asking. The first day Omari and me, when we met, it was fantastic because I knew him from Power and I was a fan, but it was like, okay, can I do this and just poke you in the eye and do this and just like throw a gun at you? And he was like, oh, what the fuck? That's great. Okay, that's great. I love that, Mr. Dieter. And it was so that was like wonderful. And he always he opened all his doors and let me in. So that was like fantastic.
I love it. As the Nerds of Color, we're all about representation. Omari, man, I loved it till the very end. Then there was that twist that had to happen, but I'm not going to give it away. But can we just talk both y'all about representation and what did that mean for you all working with such a diverse cast?
It was so needed. It was so needed because as you know, I'm definitely about diversity and said it on so many interviews. Diversity matters in terms of knowing equally your cafeteria table that you come from and knowing who you are. That so matters even more. You can embrace diversity because of that. A lot of people, you know, they really have this notion that you can't really leave your cafeteria table, and if you do, it doesn't necessarily mean that you like your it means that you don't necessarily like your cafeteria table, and it doesn't mean that. As you know, once you love yourself, and that includes your culture and your upbringing and how different that means for Black and Brown Americans equally, which Matthias learned in talking to me, there is the moment where you can then, of course, love other cultures. And so for Zack Snyder, who has adopted a multitude of cultures in terms of the kids who he and Debbie, his wife, have adopted. To think the way he does for allowance of there not to be any kind of feelings about sexual orientation or religious beliefs, or this person, being thought of as better than this person because of color or gender or what have you. He equally inserted that within the film, in social commentaries that truly become, in my opinion, the heart of the film. Not just the brokenness of these characters that are in Hunt, of the zombie characters, but the real broken nature that we as a society, as a globe, know this world to be. So that's a big deal, man, to play an African American in this genre. And Netflix, man, is just doing an incredible job of allowing Omari this moment. I've just done a movie called Pieces of Her, or a limited series with Toni Collette and Bella Heathcote. And I'm playing very, very different, obviously, than I would be playing in a zombie movie. But equally, I'm about to go into a film that I can't talk much about, but the genre is that which you don't see a lot of people who look like me getting down in, or look like you. So it's a big deal to be able to have a woman from France, a woman from Mexico, a man from Mexico, or culturally at least, via Texas and Raul, but, from that culture. And equally to have the Theo Rossi be this ambiguous reality of Assyrian blood meets, other cultures and diversities. And then you get my teammate and Dave Bautista being Greek, but also Filipino. And then you mess around and you get Matthias, the great Matthias, who is of German descent. And that's a big, big deal to put us all into one pot, male and female, and say, go represent us, represent Netflix, represent me as Zack Snyder. My wife is Debbie Snyder, and let's see what sticks. That's a big deal for me.
Excellent. That's a beautiful way to end this. Omari Hardwick, Matthias Schweighofer, Kuyapi, the Nerds of Color, representation matters.
So much.
Thank you so
Peace,
much.
bro.
Kuyapi, the Nerds of Color, Zack Snyder, Army of the Dead. Super excited to join you, Zack. I loved this film. It was a pleasure. What was it like returning to the zombie genre since Dawn of the Dead?
It was very cool, very cool. Like, I guess for me, the movie was kind of a long time. I kind of thought of the movie right after Dawn, just kind of as this sort of deeper dive into genre itself. And I was just excited to get the chance to do it, and I really love making it.
Love it. What was the first scene like that you visualized when you came up with the concept?
It was really one of the first shots that I came up with was the shot where Zeus just comes over the rise and looks down on Vegas. I was like, that was kind of my most, like, that kind of was the whole movie in a way, like zombie looking down on Vegas. You're like, oh, that's not good. That's not going to end well.
Oh yeah, I love it. As a filmmaker, you've inspired me, and I know you're going to inspire many more filmmakers after they see this film as well. What was it like stepping into other roles that you hadn't done before? You were your own DP. This is your first time doing digital. Can you tell me about that experience?
Yeah. I had been a director cameraman in commercials. So, as far as being a DP, I'd done it for years, but I'd never done it on a movie. So yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I had a great crew, incredible gaffer, incredible camera assistants. So really, kudos to them. But, there was a lot of things I wanted to try sort of photographically that I just felt, that if I had forced on a DP, kind of was unfair. And so I just said, I'll just do it myself. And if it fucks up, that's my bad. So, so that was amazing to have that support. And shooting digitally was really interesting. I was a film guy. I've never shot anything except for this movie digitally. I haven't shot anything except for on film, except for this film. And but Jared Land over at Red Camera gave me those monstros, and they just kicked ass. So it was really fun to work that way.
I love it. One of the big things I love about your films is the importance of music. And I'm not going to give away the ending track that you played, but I loved it. Can you just talk about the importance of music in your films?
Yeah. I always make like a playlist when I'm drawing, because I write the script and then I draw the storyboards after that. And I always like to have a really good playlist while I'm drawing because it takes so long. But I put on a big loop, normally it's about 20 songs. And then I just, work. And so that's fun to do. But with this movie, the final track that you're talking about, I loved that it was like, it's political, it's ironic, and it just kind of like, it seems obvious, but not obvious at the same time. Like you've heard it a million times and you're like, oh, of course, that's where it should go. You know, it's one of those.
Well, as the Nerds of Color, we're all about representation in pop culture. This film gave it to us in spades. To me, it's the next zombie cult classic that gives us representation. So thank you. Why is representation so important for you, and having cast the characters and actors that you put into this film?
Yeah, you know, diversity, I really wanted a diverse cast from the beginning. I just like, look, this is an international movie. It's an international vibe. It's a picture of the world. And I really wanted to, like, you know, this whole group, you know, starting with Bautista, you know, is really their ethnicity happens to be like, you know, part of their personalities, and it also, frankly, like I said, it just makes the movie. I want everybody in on this. I want everybody in, and I just feel like this cast was glorious in that way.
Well, thank you so much. You gave it to us. Zack Snyder, Army of the Dead, Kuyapi, the Nerds of Color. We appreciate you, Zack. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.